Hey everybody, what is going on? Rundown here again. Let me turn down the volume real quick. Here we go. First take, boys, because I'm not about to sit here and redo like a 30-minute video. Anyway, it has been a long time since I've uploaded or played this game even. So you can see this is going to be our fun little boss for the video. I'm not sure exactly when I kill them because this was recorded months ago, so I personally have no idea. Yeah. Anyway, so feel free to enjoy the video in the background. I'm more just like, I really like to rant, and YouTube is a great place to rant, you know, because I could just like sit here and go off on a tangent, and I mean, you can leave if you want, or you can stay if you want to listen to it. Yay! Everyone wins, especially me, because I'm the one who actually gets to go off on a rant. So, today is September 5th. This will probably go up on September 6th, or maybe today if I'm feeling antsy. But that means that since it's September 5th, September 3rd was my birthday, so I am a whopping 29 years old, which I think actually means next year it'll be 1 year that I've been posting videos to, or not 1 year, more, it'll be 10 years, a decade since I was posting videos to YouTube. It's a long time to be doing kind of anything for any period of time. I say posting, I mean just like years I took off, but anyway, regardless. So turning 29, is it any different than turning, oh, I thought that was a rabbit. I don't know why. Just how long it's been since I played this game. I didn't even see like arrows. I just saw a rabbit. Is turning 29 any different than turning 25 or 23? In my humble opinion, no. Personally, I feel like I don't just throw him off the cliff here. Well, I need to pay attention to the video because otherwise I'm gonna start talking over it. It doesn't feel any different to me. The last birthday that really was like kind of special in a sense would probably be my 25th, because then I could rent a car, you know? Like, it's weird that like, oh yeah, you can go and die for your country, but you can't rent a car. And oh yeah, you can drink alcohol, but don't you dare rent a car, you know? But I'm sure they have the reasons of like saying, oh well, studies have shown that, you know, you're not responsible at 24, you need to be 25, and it doesn't seem like it's hurting the car rental business, so, you know, whatever then. I just feel like that's weird. Good thing. I feel like once you turn 18, all that stuff should be open to you, because then you're an adult. You can legally be an adult, but still not be old enough to do that kind of stuff. But then the argument is, okay, well, you're also an adult, but you're also, like, can't apply for welfare, being, like, 18. You know what I mean? Like, there are things that still happen as you get older and older. It's not like you turn 18 and that's the end of it. So I do get it, but I kind of feel like if I can fight for my country, I should be able to rent a car, you know? That should be a thing that happens. But what did I end up doing for my 29th birthday? Nothing. I did absolutely nothing. Which is weird, because I'm not a birthday up to this point. I've always done at least something with somebody, whether it was like went over to somebody's house and just chilled and like played games or went out for some drinks, but this was literally did nothing. I did have plans to meet up with some friends at some point. We were going to go play D&D with my group, but that fell through as I wasn't giving a reason as to why they canceled. They just said, hey, D&D's canceled. Yeah, we think it's pretty sure it's this guy's fault, and I never really heard back from them. So I was like, oh, well, okay then. All my friends had to work that I typically hang out with, which would be Gailey, Derek, I think Kitty. I don't know. I think she was doing something. I guess what did I get for my birthday? Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so here's my thing on that is I don't feel like you should have to really get anything, if that means anything. Like, to me, it's kind of weird to like. I mean, it's a custom in America. Like, oh, it's your birthday, let's get you something because, like, you know, to show you that, you know, you mean something to us, kind of deal. My argument is always, well, you shouldn't have to wait for like a special occasion to get me something. If you feel like you want to get me something, then get me something. And on my birthdays, I won't expect anything. But gosh, it's just my own like personal thoughts on the matter. Which I guess ended up working out because I didn't get anything, which is kind of interesting. Typically you kind of expect at least something, so I guess I was expecting something somewhere. Also, my frame rate here, holy cow! It's like, don't worry guys, I see it too. All right, it got better. I think my frame rate kind of like dips every now and then, but it's okay. We'll be all right, guys. Just close your eyes when it happens and listen to the sweet sounds of my voice. Don't do that. But actually the only person who got me anything for my birthday was the nice lady who I rent from, Kim. She got me a $15 gift card to Five Guys, and in my life I've eaten at Five Guys twice, so that's gonna be interesting. It's funny because the card says like, oh yeah, if you want to re-gift this to me, and I'm gonna probably think maybe will very well end up happening. Let's go. Oh, thanks for this. Don't worry about it. I hate those guys with their bow and arrows. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I went out to Firehouse Subs and got my free sub for my birthday. So, you know, I got that. And then I sat at home and did a whole lot of nothing. So that was a fun 29th birthday. Hopefully my 30th one will be just as exciting. But it's kind of weird to think like, oh yeah, you're getting ready to become 30. I mean, to me, it's like, it's weird, but it's also, you know, not where I, expected to be at all in my life at 30. I think at 30, like when I was like a teenager and stuff, I expected to have my own place, to, I guess like the word I almost want to use would be like be happy, like have a girlfriend or something, or maybe even have a wife at this point, have a job that I liked doing, let alone have a job. I don't know if you guys even heard about that, but yeah, finally ended up quitting that absolutely miserable place that I was working at, so thank goodness for that. I'm so glad to be done with that place. At least for right now. Like, I took off a decision that I made. I wouldn't say like I'm glad to be done with the place, because I do actually miss working there. But I don't miss working there, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm sad that it had to end, but it's kind of like a bad relationship. Like, you have to get out, even though it sucks. Like, but ultimately it's better for you, so, yeah. Still looking for a place. This was a long time ago. And I can get into that whole job thing. I probably will in the next video, where I'll talk about it more. Because this is just more of like a, hey, guess what I'm going to be doing? Because I plan on posting a video every day for the next week, and the job thing is definitely something that I will go into later on. Just kind of talk about it, because I feel like it'd be an interesting conversation to have, at least with you guys who can't talk back. So yeah, fun conversations to have with no peoples, no buddies, no peoples. Yeah, that was my birthday. Not very exciting. So I did also say that, like, yeah, for the next week, I do plan on uploading a video every day, and the reason I plan on doing that is because for the next week, I'm going to try to not eat anything. So, let's see how this ends up working out. I guess a little bit of history, because there obviously needs to be history whenever you tell people, hey, I'm not going to eat anything for an entire week, because they look at you like you're absolutely insane. Which I feel like is fair. I feel like it's like the most sane thing to do. Maybe not, I don't know. But the history with me and like not eating is been a thing for a very long time. So I guess a brief history of like just the way I look. I mean, you guys have seen it. I posted videos of my face before. I don't do it very often simply because I'm lazy and I don't like hate the way I look or anything. If anything, I think I look decently well. I just lazy as all get up. So maybe I'll do like a video as well with like my face. I don't know. I don't have any promises, but growing up, when I was in 10th grade, I was like 5'10". No, excuse me. I was like 5'8" or 5'9", and I weighed 80 pounds. I was very, very thin, and I can go into the reason as to why this is the case, and it probably has its own video as well, but I was scared to eat, if that means anything. And not scared for like fear of choking or anything, although obviously I would say I don't want to choke on food, but I mean more of a fear of like I think I've even told you guys this once before, but like I was scared to go downstairs and eat food because I would get picked on for going downstairs and eating food. Like let's say I was gonna go downstairs to like eat some Oreos or something before dinner, right? So like if I went downstairs, there would be a person who would sit downstairs and would pick on me for just being there and like say stuff like, "Oh, look who decided to come out of the cave," or say like just nag and go like, "Oh, did you get anything done today," or something like that. And if I went over to get Oreos, then I would get picked on for eating Oreos and would be told like, "Oh, you know those aren't good for you. You're gonna get diabetes when you grow up. Even if you even make it to growing up eating junk food like that." Like just constantly being picked on. And this was every single time I went downstairs to eat food. So eventually you just kind of get tired of hearing it and just get tired of being picked on for eating. So eventually you just stop eating in a sense, because it's just not worth it. But like when I was in school, like I would eat a Pop-Tart in the morning. And I typically kept like a box of Pop-Tarts in my room just so I wouldn't have to go downstairs and eat, or go downstairs and essentially be seen and be picked on for eating food. And when I was growing up, I would eat a Pop-Tart in the morning, and then I wouldn't eat lunch because I was on medication for ADD. And my, which stands for attention deficit disorder, which, I mean, in America, everyone is on something like ADD or ADHD medication. I think for me, it was definitely probably a positive. Like, I probably do have ADD. As I say, like, even as an adult, I probably still have a little bit of it. But apparently it's also something you can grow out of, according to, like, 2 doctors I talked to. So, I don't know. I think I still have it. It's just you learn to control it a little bit better. But I'm getting off topic on the whole ADD thing and getting back to the whole eating. So I wouldn't eat during the day because I just wasn't hungry. Like, the thought of even eating food just made me nauseous. Like, it was better for that medication. For me personally, I could focus better if I didn't have anything in my stomach because it would just make me feel sick and lethargic, and I would just rather not eat. Moving on from that, so then the next thing you come up is dinner. And dinner was like a 50-50 shot most of the time. So my stepdad would not cook dinner. At least if he did, it was not very often that he would cook dinner. If he did cook dinner, it was typically he would call us on like the house phone. Yeah, good to show you how old I am. And it would say, "Oh, hey, I'm by Sonic. What do you guys want to eat?" And would pick up something if he was ever going to cook dinner. But the thing is, since my mother would basically cook dinner almost every night, except for some nights, which she just wouldn't cook dinner. And the thing you'll probably say is, "Oh, well, rundown, why didn't she cook dinner this night?" And I would say, I don't know. Sometimes she just wouldn't feel good. Like, that's perfectly fine. You can not feel good, and you're allowed to not feel good. But it was like, it was random. So like, okay, so let's take a night into example. So let's say like I come home one night and you know, mom's home and she'll cook herself something and just not like cook us anything. I mean, it sounds weird to say because it kind of sounds like, "Oh, you expect a meal," and I'm like, well, this is your parent. It's like, "Oh, well, you're like 16 or 17, go cook your own food." I'm like, "Oh no, you're not wrong. It's just I also never learned how to cook." It's like, "Well, you should learn how to cook." I mean, like, I get it. Like, there's totally arguments for every single thing, and I'm not trying to have this conversation and be like gate kept, if that means anything. Which gatekeeping is its own topic for another video. But like, like, yes, there were opportunities to eat food. I understand, but the thing is, I didn't take those opportunities because they involved leaving my room and going downstairs and getting told to do something like a chore. Like to go mow the lawn or something. Like, I wouldn't be told to mow the lawn unless I left my room. Like, I wouldn't be told to work unless I left my room. Otherwise, I was left alone all day. So that's what I would rather do. I learned I would rather be left alone. But again, getting back to the whole food thing. Basically, I said there were times when food wasn't provided. So during those days, the only thing I ate was a Pop-Tart. And that's why I weighed 80 flippin' pounds in 10th grade. After 10th grade, though, I did put on a little bit of weight because I started to eat noodles at night, which is good because you should eat something. And I think when I graduated high school, I was 120 or 118, right now recording this video after weighing myself on 161. Because as an adult, I can go eat food whenever the hell I want. I still don't cook. If I do cook, it's like some noodles or something. But like I said, I can eat whatever I want, and it's great. That's probably my favorite thing about being an adult, is I can eat food without being afraid of being picked on. Which again, it's just kind of its own video. I'm not going to go too far into that itself. But the question becomes like, okay, well, Rundown, why are you going a week without eating food? And I'll say, like, the reason why is right now I am not happy with the amount of fat I've put on. Not working as much as I have, and kind of just unfortunately lazing about. I've put on a little bit of weight, and my solution to it is to just say, you know what, I'm gonna go a week without eating food, because I've done that once before. The record for me personally for not eating food is 6 days, and that was in 6th grade. I don't have a good reason for it. I simply just was not hungry. By about day 6, though, I think it was either day 6 or day 5, I did start to feel a little sick. And eventually I did end up eating food. I think the first thing I ended up eating was a waffle that my stepdad cooked. Ironic, really, when you consider he's the reason. Anyway, so I did end up eating food eventually, obviously. Otherwise I'd be dead. Sorry, I was like trying to get my thoughts together, like my whole thought trail together, and that was my wonderful little thought trail. But, yeah, so I'm gonna go a week, not eat food, and see what ends up happening. Now, understand this, I've done some research as far as... Oh, you didn't get frozen from that? I've done some research as far as, like, what to look out for, what does end up actually happening to your body, and everything I could find wasn't, like, the worst thing in the world. It wasn't negative. The real negativity, real like, worst part about it is obviously as time goes on, but the first, like, day or so is typically, like, the worst. Because the first, like, 2 days, they say, like, your stomach shrinks. That's not entirely true. It's mostly true, but it's not, like, entirely true. Your stomach doesn't actually, like, shrink. It kind of, your stomach's always the same size. It just, you might think, like, closing your hand. Like, your hand didn't actually shrink. So, it's not, like, the best words to use, if you know what I mean. But, the first day or 2 is typically the worst from what I hear. Then after that, you just kind of stop feeling hungry. And I've done it before. I think, the other time I went without eating food, it was, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That was in the hospital. By day 5, I remember looking at strawberries, and I'll let you know, I hate strawberries. I don't like them. I don't like strawberries or fruits or anything. Dude, I was looking at like strawberry commercials on TV and thinking to myself, I could go for a strawberry. Like, you feel like you could eat anything. So I'm interested to see exactly how this ends up going. And obviously, if I end up like feeling really bad, or my health does start to deteriorate to the point where I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to risk serious or permanent damage, I will obviously eat something. I'm not a moron. I'm curious, and I personally do like to do challenges like this, where I'll see how long I can go without eating, or how long I can go without sleep, or how long I can go without doing other things. And to me, it's like a fun little test of willpower to kind of see, like, oh, well, you know, how much willpower do you actually have? And to me, I feel like it's always easy, because you just have to not do anything. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give that a shot. I have not started yet, as I'm going out to meet my sister and my stepfather for dinner at San Jose's at 6:30, and it's currently 5:09. It takes about 20 minutes to get out there, I think. Probably not even. It's probably like 15 minutes, but I'll leave probably about 6 o'clock just to get there plenty early and just watch stuff on my phone or something and wait. Because my stepdad likes to give me shit if I'm late. So I'll have to be early, otherwise I'm going to get shit all freaking dinner. Oh yeah, I did cut out swearing. I don't... So, oops. Sorry, that one was just me being absolutely frustrated with something. Yeah, also I don't swear that much anymore. I'm very happy for that. That was a change that was brought on by somebody who said I swear too much. And I was like, I do? He said, yes. So I stopped swearing. It's like, oh, that's a good point. I'm gonna stop doing that. Yes, so I will try to be posting a video every single day, just kind of keep everyone up to date. If you do care or want to know, like, oh, what does end up happening to the human body if you don't eat for so many days? Like, how do you feel and stuff like that? So I will let you guys know how I feel. I think there's another 10 minutes left, which is fine, because before the video started, I did write down a bunch of different things to talk about, so I'm happy I did do that. I just wanted to move the notepad over so I could see how much time I've gone in the recording. I also did get a wonderful way to wake up, and these are my favorite ways to wake up in the morning, is a little bit of backstory for this story. So, way back in the wonderful land of 2013, I want to say it was. Yeah, 2013. It was December 2nd, I think, 2013. Or was it December 3rd? I don't know. It was a Friday. And I had back surgery. I had surgery for scoliosis. I had a 90-something, I think it was 92 or 93 degree curve on my back, which, if you want a sense of scale on how bad that actually is, doctors typically recommend to perform operations at 40 to 45. They will typically say, all right, it's time to cut you open and operate. So I was twice as bad as any other scoliosis case should be. In fact, even the doctors said it was one of the worst cases they've seen. And I'm just trying to think, do I kill him here? Because he's really low. I feel like I kill him. Which, I mean, this would be like my first go. Yeah, I guess so, because I don't have time to do another one. Oof. It's a yikes. Nice. Sorry, I'm watching the video with you guys. Yes! Got him. And hopefully he never comes back. You can't see it, but I'm looking very smug right now. But I had surgery when I was 23 years old for my back, and before we had the surgery, I really wasn't in a lot of pain. The most pain that I ever got into was when I would lay down at night. So during the day, my muscles would force my back into a 60-degree curve, and it was fine, which still isn't good, but I wasn't in that much pain. But at night, my muscles would relax, and my spine would shift into a 90-degree curve, and it felt absolutely awful. And I didn't want to have the surgery, and the reason I didn't is because it was obviously a very, very, very expensive surgery to have, and having a conversation with my parents about it, I said I don't want to have the surgery and just be in medical debt for the rest of my life. And they said, oh, well, you know, we have insurance. And that was when my stepdad said he was going to pay for it all. He's like, don't worry, I want you to just be happy and healthy and be able to live your life. And I was like, oh, I mean, if you're going to pay for it, then yeah, let's do this. And so I go to have the surgery, and have a lot of complications with the surgery. In fact, I ended up having to go back and spend another 4 days in the hospital because of complications from my surgery, where like my stomach did not sit where it was supposed to after having to move everything around inside of me, which ended up happening because of just how severe the curvature was. And during that, of course, I encountered another medical bill, and my wonderful stepfather, who said he was going to pay for everything and help me out, decided he was no longer going to do that and handed me the medical bill, which was, I think, $13,000 at the time. I want to say it was about that much, if not more. All I know is that, like, at the age of 23, right, when your life is really just supposed to get started, I got this colossal medical bill, not being able to work like I should because I'm just out of work for half a year because I can't go to work due to my back issue. So the debt's just sitting there like occurring. As soon as I do manage to work, I was working at Staples, right? And Staples was only ever giving me 30 hours a week at most, and I was making, I want to say, I think I was making over $7.25. I want to say I was making about $8 an hour at that time. So yeah, $8 an hour, 30 hours a week. You can kind of do the math and realize that there's not a lot of not a lot of opportunity to really gather the money to pay off $13,000. And when you count, like, I have to buy my own food, you have to take into account that my stepfather thought it was cute to charge me rent to live at home with your parents. And I understand that some parents do that. Like, I'm not going to knock that, right? Sure, some parents do charge their kids rent. But to add to that point, he has never charged my sister a dime of rent. And he was making me pay rent at 18. You know, so I called him out on that once, right? Of the whole, like, hey, why did you make me pay rent, but you didn't make Heather pay rent at all? And he said, well, because she's a girl. And I said, what the hell does that have to do with anything? He said, well, you know, girls are fragile. You have to take care of them. So my stepdad is a interesting and unique individual. As far as that's concerned, he's also older, so he's from that generation where, like, you know, that's just something they do, I guess. They consider girls fragile. Like, dude, I don't know if I've had my ass kicked by a girl before. I ain't fragile. A punch hurts. It doesn't matter if it's attached to a girl or not. That fist hitting your face, that ain't fun. But getting back to it, I forget even what I was talking about. I really don't remember. Oh yeah, the debt thing. I think I have like 4 minutes left to talk about this. So the whole debt thing was, I woke up to a debt collector saying that I owed Doctor's Care $250 or something, and I started chuckling and I was like, yeah, I don't have a job right now, so I have no way to actually pay this. And he's like, oh, that's fine, we hear that all the time. So what we'll do is we'll just postpone it for a month, and then we'll call you on October 4th, and then you can make a balance of $25. And that's when I told him, like, hey man, look, this isn't my first rodeo, you know. Like, I've been in debt $13K before, plus I think it was more than $13K. I really want to say that because I think I had to go back to the doctor again for another medical issue, and I got oh yeah, that was it. So I had to go back to the doctor again for another medical issue, and I got another wonderful medical bill on top of that. So, yay! And the thing is, I had insurance. Insurance didn't cover it because it didn't meet the deductibles. So, insurance, like, it's not worth it to go to the doctor. Really, it's almost better to just die. Because, like, is it worth living if all you're doing is living for somebody else to make them money? Because that's essentially what ends up happening. But, sorry, getting back to the matter at hand here, because I think the video is going to end, is I woke up to a wonderful debt collector trying to tell me that I needed to pay him $250. I think it was $256, and I told him, like, yeah, I don't have that kind of money, dude. I'm sorry, I don't have the money to spare for right now. I don't have a job. And he's like, oh well, you know, you can make the minimum balance. And that's when I told him, like, hey, look, I've been around those parts before. I know that there isn't actually even a minimal balance. I could give you $5 every month as long as I'm making an effort towards it. He said, oh well, you know, it's, if you don't pay it, it's gonna hurt your credit. And I think my comment was, my credit is literally the floor. Like, you can't threaten me with the whole, your credit's gonna get worse, because there's no conceivable way my credit could get worse after what my stepdad did to my credit earlier. He absolutely demolished me. Like, it would take me about 10 years of, like, loans and stuff and making payments to actually get my credit in a respectable state, because right now, yeah, it's basically non-existent. So yeah, that's why I woke up to this one, and it was frustrating. But well, I guess we'll end up seeing. Hopefully I'll get a job at some point and I can pay that off. Personally, I feel like, God, what is the medical debt for America? Or videos are actually getting ready to end. So I'm actually going to go ahead and end it here. Yeah, like the medical debt for America, I want to say it's like $13 trillion or something. I don't think 256 is that big of a deal. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It makes me sad. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I will pick it up tomorrow with hopefully another video and let you know what how my day is going without eating food. Wish me luck. See you guys.